Hi everyone, this is Christopher Casey, the campaign organizer with the Hear Us Now, Stop the Comcast Mega Merger campaign. And thank you so much for agreeing to make calls for this upcoming event. What I'm going to do right now is just do this really quick video that I put together, which will help you actually make calls from home using our call tool called PhoneTogether. Okay, so we're going to just do this step by step, and let's go ahead and get started. So the very first thing in using PhoneTogether is to go to the guide. We created this very helpful guide, and I sent that guide to you in the email. So the first step is to go to the guide. So let's do that right now. So as you can see, here's the guide, and it just gives you great sort of tips on how to use PhoneTogether, how to sort of call more generally, and tips for calling. But the really important thing about the guide is that the link to actually get to the list and the phone numbers where you will call and the script that you'll call to actually speak is here in the guide. And it's right here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and click on that and actually go to PhoneTogether. Okay, so the second step here is super simple. Click on the link in the guide. And so when you do that, this is what you'll find. This is the login page for PhoneTogether. So for the very first time that you log in, so the very first time, this is what you'll see, okay? And you'll be given the opportunity to essentially choose four options to log in. You can log in with your email, you can log in with your Twitter account, you can log in with your Facebook account, or you can log in with your Google Plus account. So you can log in with either email or the various and very popular and sundry social media accounts. Okay, so step three is to log in using either email or your social media account. I want to pause here and say that PhoneTogether is not going to sell any of your information either to people it works with or nor will it email you things to let you know, email you things from other people that it works with, either on its own account or for those folks. Okay, but the reason why we chose PhoneTogether is that it has a very strong privacy policy, a policy which you can actually read on its page. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and log in and sort of walk you through what that looks like. Okay, so I'm gonna actually log in using my email. And you'll notice that when you click on that, there are two things. You'll see first time here, create a login or sign in. Okay. If you are logging in for the first time, this is what you will see. If not, you'll see this. Okay. Since most of you are going to be logging in for the first time, I'm actually going to do that right now by clicking on this after I've clicked on login with email and click here. Okay. And then what you want to do is go ahead and put in your email address. Okay. I'm actually not going to do that here since I already have a login. But I'm just going to go back and put in that login. Okay, so what you see here is essentially the script or a piece of the script. The particular video, I'm going to kind of pan it around here so you see what everything here. But essentially, when you log in, your computer will show both the script on the right side, and then if you pan to the left, which I just did, you'll see some information that's pretty critical to your calling. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just quickly explain both. All right. So essentially on the left, you have the first name and only the first name of the person that you're going to call. Okay. And then underneath that, you have their phone number. Okay. And then underneath that, you have something here called demand organization and volunteer. For now, don't worry about what that is. If you'd like to know, just email me and I'll be happy to let you know what those are for. But for now, the most important things to know is that the person that you're calling and the number to call are on the left. Okay. In the left pan, there is also something incredibly important, and that is the button skip and did not connect. I'll go over that in just a second. Okay. And then, as I said earlier, to the right is the script. Now, something very important is at the bottom of the script. Okay, and I'm going to scroll down just so that you all see that. Okay, so if you scroll down all the way to the bottom of the page, you will notice essentially sort of options to choose that you will need to choose before moving on to the next caller. And just to be clear, the way that you move on to the next caller is by clicking either submit or a button on the left pane, which I'll describe in just a second. Okay. Now here's how to sort of the rubric to understand what happens when you call someone and you speak to someone and what you do when you call someone and you don't speak to someone. Okay? So, if you need to write this down. When you call someone and no one picks up, or it's the wrong number, or it's disconnected, or it's any of many other things, if you call someone and you do not at least ask that person a question, that means that you need to mark what happens. You need to mark, whether or not that there was no interaction. Okay? If there is no interaction, you will use the buttons on the left pane. Okay? So you will use the buttons up here. Okay? You will use one of two buttons. Okay? Obviously, if someone is not home, it's a wrong number, it's disconnected, you will do one or two things. You can either click skip or did not connect. My suggestion is you do did not connect. Okay. Skip is really if don't worry about skip for now. Okay, so I actually just use skip. Did not connect. So again, you call, no one picks up, no one's there, wrong number, whatever. You want to click did not connect. Okay. Now, if you call and someone picks up and you ask that person questions, okay, and those questions are in the script over here, that's when you use the stuff at the bottom. Okay, so one more time for clarity. You call, no one's not home, you use the buttons on the left pane. You call and you ask that person a question, that questions that are in the script, you use the buttons on the bottom pane and then you make sure that you click submit. The key is making sure that you click submit. Okay? Now, that's all you need to know. That is PhoneTogether. And again, there are just numbers here that have a script and a name and a phone number. And essentially, you will use this script and system to make your calls. All right. I'm going to quickly now just go over the script. It's not long, but it does have some things that we need to know to ensure that we actually have people at this event, and that will help us plan sort of the last stages of the event before it actually happens on Monday. Okay. Essentially, you're asking five basic questions. Okay. The very first question you're going to ask people is the most important, and that's why it's highlighted. Can we count on you to attend? Okay. Please say, "Can we count on you?" That's it psychologically it does things for people, as opposed to saying, "Hey, do you think you can probably maybe kind of could have maybe sure possibly come?" Okay, like that's not direct. People like to be direct, and saying, "Can I count on you?" is an actual there's sort of a reason why we've used the words that are here. Okay, now you'll notice there are options what happens versus what someone says to you. Okay, if someone says yes or maybe, okay, you want to go down to option A. Okay, if someone says no, you want to scroll down to option C. Okay, so if they say yes or maybe, go to A. If they say no, go to C. All right. And then after A is saying yes, they'll say, yes, they'd like to come. After that, you just want to say, great, I just have four questions for you. And it's basically like, do you know where this is? How are you getting here? Do you want to attend something else that's happening that day? And do you want to speak? Okay. And so that's where you'll get the bulk of the information that you need. And that's when you can go down here and do what you need to do at the end of the call. And one thing you'll notice too here is that there are some notes. So if there are certain things that they say to you that, like, say I'm handicapped, or this person has a speaking impediment, or whatever, like you can put that in there, and that's helpful for us. Okay. All right. So that's Phone Together. And I just want to sort of stop there and thank you for deciding to make this call. If you have any questions or concerns about really anything, feel free to contact me, Christopher, at the information you see here. Thank you all so much and happy calling, and let's hope have a great event. Take care. Bye bye.